I'm back.
I'm back.
How's it going, everyone? I have been off sick for a little while. You can probably tell that I sound terrible, but I'm feeling pretty good because there are some huge announcements coming out of COMPUTEX, and I want to talk about you guys about the big four that I find most interesting. It's good to have some hardware stuff back, so let's get stuck into it. Okay, so the 9070 GRE, which I believe stands for the Great Radeon Edition, I believe, don't quote me on that, is finally going global after being only restricted to China. So this is a 9070 that has been cut down a little bit. So let's go through the specs, guys. So the 9070 GRE features 12 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM. That's down from 16 gigabytes on the 9070. It's also got a smaller memory bus, 192-bit bus, and that's down from 256. It's also got 48 compute units, which is down from 64 compute units on the 9070, but they're both supposed to come in at around $550, right? This is good news for me because the GPU market has been a little bit choked now, right? But I'm wondering what the value proposition is here. I kind of think about it like this. The 5070 will cost me around $900, which is around $650 US, and the 9070 vanilla costs around $600 to $620. So, you know, I think they might be, you know, competing with themselves more than NVIDIA here, and really, with the cut down bus and the less VRAM, it's probably worth spending the $50 to $80 more to get the 9070. But who knows, guys? It could be a really good price point to, you know, fill that gap. It may be just what gamers are looking for if they don't want to buy a 9060, or, you know, even if they're thinking, hey, I can upgrade from an Intel Arc or something like that at that kind of price. So we'll see. But it's good news because there are more GPUs in the market and more options. So that's a really good one for me. All right, guys, just when you thought it was dead and buried, bam! AMD bring back AM4 to celebrate its 10-year anniversary. Talk about fine wine. The AM4 platform is making a huge comeback with AMD's Ryzen 7 5800 X3D 10-year anniversary edition. This is absolutely awesome news, guys. It's just the platform that won't quit, baby. Now, AMD claimed that the 5800 X3D is the fastest CPU on the AM4 platform, and they even pitted against the 14900K and pulled out all these cool benchmarks to show how good it is, right? So, you know, it probably does have some bona fides there, but the best thing about it is the price. This thing is coming in at $350 US, and that is a fantastic bargain for such a high-end CPU. And it's coming soon, guys. The 5800 X3D 10-year anniversary edition is releasing on June 25th, so you don't have to wait too much longer. Guys, just to let you know, I am planning a AM4 build for my 10K subs video that is coming up real soon. We are so close. So things could get real interesting with AMD's announcement now. It's made me really excited, and now I'm just trying to think what we can do for it. So stick around on Computer Games Hardware for that. And guess what, guys? It wasn't just my beloved 5000 series that made an appearance. The Ryzen 7 7700X is also making an appearance as well. This one's a little bit cheaper too. So $330 US is not bad, but I do have an inkling that if you're going to be on the AM5 platform, that most people would rather cough up the extra $220 to purchase the 9800 X3D, which is one of the greatest CPUs of all time. So I'm not too sure how that one's going to go, but it's a pretty good deal. AMD bringing back the greatest platform in history to support budget gamers is something that I'm pretty happy about. I'm really excited about our 10k subs build, guys. So get the word out. Please like, share, and subscribe to see that video. I've got some of the build in the back, but we're going to switch it up and things. There's going to be a little bit of a bait and switch. This one is going to be fun, guys. Who would have thought that it's going to be Intel that are powering the next generation of gaming handhelds? You heard me right, guys. Intel blew up COMPUTEX with their next generation G3. Oh, Intel, you were so close. You were so close, Intel. You were only 3 Gs off.
Like a G6.
Intel are saying that the G3 architecture is really stepping up the performance to power efficiency in handheld gaming architectures. Intel will be going head to head with their G3 with AMD's Strix Point Z series of chips for the handheld gaming dominance, I guess. And I do really like what Intel said about the G3 architecture. They said that instead of being a iGPU, it is a GPU with integrated CPU. So they've flipped the script a little bit and said it's really about, excellent gaming performance. Now, the G3 series is running on Panther Lake, and it has 2 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores, and 4 low power efficiency cores. And it's paired with an Xe3 Celestial iGPU with 12 Xe cores. And also, the CPU is said to be able to boost up to 4.7 gigahertz. So, not bad for a handheld. Intel showed off the G3 in the MSI's Claw handheld device, which actually looked pretty cool. It had this purpley, Intel Arc purple, and I don't mind the Claw. It actually looks a little bit more ergonomic than some of the other handheld devices. I actually quite like it. By the way, hey, MSI, your boy's got all the MSI boxes in the background here behind us. So, if anyone's from MSI is watching, So the handheld market is becoming a pretty big space. It's becoming as big as the console space. I think a lot of people will be tossing up whether they want a console or they want a gaming handheld with this kind of performance. I mean, it really puts the Steam machine in a pretty precarious place, considering how many of the Steam decks just sold out, even though they jacked up the price to almost $1,000. So it's crazy to think that this is going to be the big gaming space for 2027 and beyond. All right, and this is the big one, guys. You've been waiting for it. NVIDIA is basically building Skynet. NVIDIA, in their keynote speech, Jensen announced RTX Spark. This thing is supposed to be the revolution of desktop computing, and it's kind of wild. ARM has finally entered the chat, and this was certainly the biggest announcement at COMPUTEX 2026. So this CPU is NVIDIA's Grace's microarchitecture, and this thing has been co-developed with MediaTek. You often see their chips in televisions, SoCs and stuff like that. Here's a big thing about the RTX Spark, guys. It has a Blackwell iGPU that is comparable to an RTX 5070 GPU. That is crazy. Okay, guys, I'm going to read off the thing and break it down for you guys, all right? The RTX Spark chip features LPDDR5X memory interface with a bandwidth of 300 gigabytes. It also features NVLink that's configured to output 5 PCI Express Gen 5 lanes. The chip also supports up to, and I say again, up to 128 gigabytes of unified memory. And Jensen expects you to run your AI locally with it, okay? In fact, he doesn't even want to sell it to you at all. He wants AI agents to be using these things so we can all be slaves. Jensen really went all Skynet on us for this one. Anyway, to keep us all drugged up and happy, this thing also gets the full NVIDIA stack right? So you get CUDA cores, you get Tensor cores for RT, you get NVFP4, DLSS 4.5, you get RTX ray tracing, reflex, G-Sync, and all that shit. You know, and Jensen said, well, we can't forget about the gamers because it's all about, gamers for you guys. But really, it felt actually genuinely condescending from Jensen. He didn't even seem to be happening to, I don't think he wants NVIDIA's Genesis to be that it started as a graphics card company. He really feels like that he doesn't like the history of the company. You know, I mean, at COMPUTEX 2027, if Jensen doesn't announce in his keynote that he is sending AI agents to destroy us during the keynote, quite honestly, I'll be disappointed. Oh, what about the GPUs, you ask? Well, Cyberdyne Systems didn't specifically mention the Model 101 just of yet, but we'll see how it goes later in the year. Maybe around August 29th, sometime around there. We'll see anyway. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Are you excited about the RTX Spark? Do you think this is going to be a revolution? Are you looking forward to the future where you won't be using your computer anymore and AI agents and the little data center in your backyard will use your computer for it and you won't need to do anything anymore? Let me know in the comments down below. I've had a good time making this one, guys. I'm really happy to be back in front of the camera and talking to you, and I hope you had a good time watching it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.